It's 1 o'clock time for the Joy Business Report. Coming up, only 11% of Ghanaian workers are optimistic media budget will introduce policies that will help grow the economy. We will hear from a report by auditing and accounting firm Delloite Ghana. Also in this bulletin, Managing Director of Bulk Oil Storage and Transportation Company, BOST, rejects calls to lay scrap gold for oil policy, insisting it has helped to reduce fuel prices and inflation rate. Poultry Farmers Association of Ghana advises government to gradually implement ban on import of frozen chicken in order not to cause shortage of chicken in the country. We have details of these and many more shortly. Thanks for your company. I am Pius Kojo Baka. Only 11% of Ghanaian workers are optimistic about the media budget introducing policies that will help the economy grow. That's according to a survey by accounting and auditing firm Delloite Ghana. Again, most respondents are pessimistic about the introduction of policies that will drive growth. There is more in this report.
According to the survey, the respondents believe growth will be boosted by lowering value-added tax and increasing private sector participation. Indeed, a whopping 66% want a revision of the VAT rate to reduce prices. On measures by the government to boost exports, the survey found that credit availability and reduced customs fees were the most important. Actually, 59% wants the review of capital allowance deduction for certain vehicles upwards, whilst 55% wants the financial sector recovery levy abolished. Meanwhile, 34% of Ghanaian workers believe Ghana's gross domestic product growth rate would exceed the International Monetary Fund's forecast of 1.6% for 2023. In terms of the most effective changes in direct tax regulations for the industry, 74% of respondents view a reduction in corporate income tax rate as the most desired change to direct taxes. The survey contained 16 questions and was administered online.
A Business Desk report. Now, the Bulk Oil Storage and Transport Company is pushing back on calls for the scrapping of gold for oil program. Some civil society groups and oil marketing companies have called for an end to the initiative because it is not supported by current market developments. But Managing Director of the company, Edwin Provençal, disagrees, insisting it has also changed market dynamics and reduced prices at the pumps.
In November 2022, petroleum prices was almost 23 cedis. The exchange rate being used to price petroleum products was at 17 cedis. Because of gold for oil today, the inflation rate is trending downward. But because of this program, our exchange rate, inflation is trending downwards in the right direction. Because of gold for oil, we have saved 11 cedis on diesel. So you cannot discount the impact of gold for oil.
Edwin Provençal is the Managing Director of Bulk Oil Storage and Transport Company, BOST. Now, as part of moves to improve diversification of Ghana's securities market, the Ghana Stock Exchange has announced key initiatives to provide alternative investment avenues, which will seek to reduce concentrated risks. Now, the move will enable the facilitation of alternative securities markets, which will support the trade of both short and long-term securities for varied needs of blue-chip firms. Managing Director of the Exchange, Abna Moa, said the initiative will improve liquidity access and offer diverse avenues for investment. She has been speaking at a breakfast meeting held on the development of a commercial paper market, which is expected to begin by the end of the third quarter of this year.
Today we have our private pension funds with over 51 billion Ghana cedis under management. They are looking to diversify the various investment opportunities. And we have companies that are looking outside of their bank loans for financing. We are creating this market to bring those investors to companies that need these type of financing. And that is why we are working with the Securities and Exchange Commission. We are working through the Ghana Fixed Income Markets Technical Committee to create this market.
Abnamwa is Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange. Moving on to some other stories, the chairman of Competitive African Rice Platform Ghana chapter, Yao Edupoku, has stated that rice farmers and millers will be able to meet the demand for the produce if government announces a 40% ban on imported rice. Government is currently discussing the issue of placing a 40% ban on imported rice and chicken in the mid-year budget to enable local production grow. Mr. Edupoku is of the view that it is time to announce the ban.
We have the resources, we have the people, and we are all ready. Our major challenge is how to get our rice into the market and be accepted. Nigeria has done it well also, and now Nigeria is gearing towards self-sustainability. Ghana is so a net importer. We start from the 40% and then we move upwards to 80 and 100%. So this is in the right direction.
It is in the right direction, you say, but one of the points Mr. Winnie makes is that there are not, foundations have not been laid by government in the rice and poultry sectors, for instance, production, processing, and marketing to go ahead with this.
But our concern here, right?
Mr. Edupoku in that interaction with my colleague Darrell Kwao. Meanwhile, the management chairman of the Greater Accra Poultry Farmers Association, Kwame Team, has advised government to gradually implement the ban since an immediate 40% ban could cause market distortions.
But our concern here right now is the 40% ban at a go. If we don't take care, this will produce a counter effect that the government, we are yielding for this opportunity. We have always been calling for a ban on importation of dry chicken, and yet when we were given the opportunity, we couldn't meet the demands of the nation, of the people. And that is where the issue is.
Now, the Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Dr. Ibrahim Mohamed Awal, has reiterated government support to helping the hospitality sector to develop. The sector last year received a $10 million support from the government. According to Dr. Awal, government intends to cushion the sector further through grants. He spoke at the 3rd National Executive Council meeting of the Ghana Hotels Association.
Post-COVID, Ghana's recovery is really good. While the African average recovery is 61%, Ghana's recovered about 85% post-COVID pandemic. We put in place a number of strategies to achieve this 1.5 billion. Now, there are a lot of issues with taxes, so government is discussing it. I'm sure not too long we'll come out with something very productive for Ghanaians. Last year, we gave $10 million to support all the tourism, arts and cultural sector. We know it's not enough because the pandemic has really affected them. So we intend to do some more support in terms of grants, support them to be able to keep their operations running.
You're still listening to the Joy Business Report. Traditionally in Ghana, most poultry reared for their eggs and meat are usually kept in battery cages. In today's Business Journal, Emmanuel Bright Kweku reports on how cage farming affects the poultry growth and production as activists and vegetarians demand a ban on battery cages.
Retailing poultry has been a source of livelihood for Achama for nearly a decade now. As one of the sole vendors at the Eja market, she sources her animals from various farms in and around the Ashanti region. The live birds, upon arriving from the farm, are kept in her makeshift cage on the streets of the market.
Some of the hens, especially the white ones, aren't active. Theirs is just to eat and to drink water.
Chicken production rose from 20.5 million to 74.5 million over the last 2 decades, of which more than 25 million are reportedly housed in traditional battery cages in Ghana. Conventionally in Ghana, poultry commercially reared for their meat and eggs are confined in cages. Abna Kwedu, also a vendor, believes the restricted animals are rarely infested with diseases.
It's not good to leave them to walk about. They can be infested with diseases. You only need to feed them and they will be okay.
At the just ended Say No to Cages workshop held in Kumasi, veterinarians and some poultry farmers advocated a ban on battery cages. The Animal Welfare League, a not-for-profit organization, believes caging the animals affects their welfare. Director of the association, Dr. Daniel Abeliba, says it is an abuse to keep poultry in restrictive cages.
Imagine you living your life, your entire life, 52 weeks or more in a sheet of paper. The space that is allowed to you is an A4 sheet of paper. In battery cages and all forms of factory farming that uses restrictive housing system, these animals are being abused, and as consumers, we need to also be worried about where our animals are coming from.
Aside from the torture the caged animals are subjected to, veterinary doctor Dr. Emmanuel Piru says caging contributes to the growing record of antibacterial resistance in the poultry industry.
When you keep birds also in the battery cage system, they are prone to diseases, and those diseases are example are osteoporosis and layer fatigue. All these are examples of diseases that the birds in the cage system go through. And why this is even more important is that when birds in this system go through, they are sick, what we tend to use is to use antibiotics to give to the birds. And this is also part of one of the reasons that is causing antimicrobial resistance, which is a big problem globally, where our antibiotics are no more becoming effective.
Presently, Ghana has no legislation banning the use of battery cages. Only 6 countries, including the European Union and US, across the globe have imposed bans on battery cages in poultry farming. The group is preparing to lay a petition before Parliament for the adoption of cage-free farming. For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright Kweku.
And that was your business journal, and then the Joy Business Report. Some messages from EcoBank. Does your existing salary account give you more? Is your salary in the right account? Worry no more. The EcoBank salary account is here to help you. Open an EcoBank salary account today and enjoy free life insurance, which covers temporary and permanent total disability, critical illness, hospitalization, retrenchment, and death. With the EcoBank salary account, you have the ability to save as you spend, free debit card, access to loans, and more. The best part is that you stand the chance to double your salary in the EcoBank Double Salary Promo Reloaded from now till end of July. So open an EcoBank salary account today by visiting an EcoBank branch or ecobank.com to open an account online for amazing benefits. Please beware of scammers who may contact you on this offer. Always visit an EcoBank branch or call EcoBank toll free on 0800 003 225 for further details on the EcoBank salary account and the EcoBank Double Salary Promotion Reloaded. Terms and conditions apply. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Game plan is next with the sports team. I am Pius Kojubaka. Do have a lovely weekend. Bye.
Cargo handling can be so tiring. Having to shuffle between banks to make payments. And waiting hours for payment confirmation. And worst of all, incurring avoidable costs due to payment delays. Chalet. But with EcoBank, making cargo payment has become super convenient through their digital self-service and in-branch channels. Sail smoothly with EcoBank and experience our one-stop payment solutions for all your cargo-related payments. Pay your customs duties and all levies, terminal handling and shipping line fees, and enjoy smart financing solutions to support your cargo handling operations. Contact us on 0800 003 225 or walk into the nearest EcoBank branch to find out more. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Super Hits Radio. Joy 99.7.
This is Joy 99.7 FM. I would like to have your attention for a funeral announcement. The Oklu and the Agbenyenu families. The General Superintendent of Assemblies of God Ghana, Reverend Dr. Stephen Wengham, announced with deep sorrow the death of their beloved Mrs. Victoria Agbenyenu, née Dovi Oklu. She was 70. Funeral arrangements are as follows. There will be no wake. The body will lie in state for a family vigil on Friday, the 21st of July 2023, at her residence, Westlands, West Legon, Accra, house number 17, Kwate Avenue. There will be burial service on Saturday, the 22nd of July, 2023, at the Revival